Welcome back. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, guys, I gotta tell you something. It's Friday, so that means cheers to the weekend. This video is just gonna be this video is just an update of what's going on with this channel. Okay. First off, people would say to me, "Why do you do it? You're not getting any money." No, I'm not getting any money. I don't have sponsors. I don't have Patreon or anything like that. This is just a brand new channel. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I have issues or when I want to put something out there to give people ideas or to assist them in doing something and help them out, you know what, it's a service. You know, it's a plus, hey, when I put out videos, if people comment on them and say, hey, you could have done it this way, well, hey, let me look into that. Let me see. It might be a better way, a better idea. So that's what it's about. It's about somebody who doesn't know what to do, and they just they talk to the shop, and the shop tells them that, well, yeah, it's going to be $2,000 to do that repair, or a $500 diagnostic, you know, or something like that. And they're like, well, these times are tough. I don't have that kind of cash. So they go on to YouTube and search. They search keywords, and then maybe they'll find one of my videos for something they need to do. And then I show them, don't do this, because this didn't work out for me. Do it this way. This is what I learned. That way I can make the mistakes first, and then they won't have to make them. And then they can realize how they can do it for a lot cheaper themselves. Okay? Because I don't have fancy tools or a lift or anything like that. I just got the basic tools. So that's why I told you in one of the earlier videos, if you're going to use a tool once and you need a special tool, or you just need a tool, go buy it. Build up your toolbox. Because when you come across a situation again later on, you might need that tool. And if you just rented it or bought it and used it and returned it, which is a no-no, don't ever do that. That's cheating. That's wrong. That's fraud. No, don't do that. Because that company is going to repackage it. Some companies will repackage it and put it right back out on the shelf. Somebody thinks they're buying a brand new tool and they're getting a used tool. There ain't no telling what was done or what they beat on it or what have you. So don't do that. Some other companies will just write it off. Some gets like 10% or certain percentages up for their suppliers that they can write off. You know, I remember doing that when I was running retail manager. I had so many different percentages for different companies that were just write-offable. You either write them off and there was no problem. So situations like that, yeah, it's not harming anybody really, except for the manufacturer, who is pretty much, you know, somebody's taking a hit. Let's just put it that way. Somebody's taking a hit. And that's not what we're about. That's not what this channel is about. It's not about taking hits or screwing somebody over or anything like that. It's all about helping. It's all about assisting, about giving advice and receiving advice. So as you watch these videos, I mean, I get texts from people that I know that go into these videos and watch them, and they're texting me, and I'm like, dude, put it in the comments. Let somebody else see it, okay? You know, don't text me on my phone, you know. Put it in the comments. But yeah, that's what this is all about. It's just about helping people. So I just want you guys to know that. And plus, you know, I enjoy being able to help others. And understand one thing, when I do these videos, there are things that I've done that I haven't done a video on. Because I'm in a hurry, and it's like, okay, I need to do this. I know this will take me 20 minutes to do. If I break out a camera and start doing the video, my 20-minute job just turned into an hour and 20 minutes. And if I don't have the time to do that, I won't do a video. I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out and get on with what I got to do. So just to let you know that not everything I do is on video, okay? Just things that I say, okay, somebody might need this. Or somebody, you know, I might build something that somebody's never going to own that I happen to want to for something I'm doing. Okay, but there might be something I'm doing in there that might teach them how to build something that they got. You know, it might not be the same device, same item, or anything like that, but there's still that option in there, the possibility that it might help somebody out with something. Cooking, it's an idea for recipes or how I do things, you know, different things, you know, get a different perspective on things. Woodworking, most of my woodworking is pretty much scrap lumber, okay? I find scrap lumber around, I inspect it. When I inspect it, I check it to see how straight or crooked or cockeyed it is. If it's cockeyed enough, but yet there's enough pieces of it that's straight enough, yeah, I'll take it, cut out the wrong stuff. But I really inspect it as well for bed bugs. You find scrap lumber laying around, somebody might throw it out or they put it out on their street. Always look for bed bug evidence. That would be little specks everywhere on there. Okay, it's like dead bed bugs, all right, or bed bug crap in there. You know, you just don't want any of that stuff. Don't touch it. Don't even get it next to your clothing. If there happens to be a live one in there and it jumps on your clothing and you go home, done deal. You will never get rid of them unless you tent off the entire building and fumigate it, your entire house. Okay, that's the only way to do it. This heat treatment crap, no go. You're going to waste your money doing heat treatment. This freezing treatment, no go, waste of money. Chemical treatment, no go, waste of money. How do I know that? Well, had that issue some years back. Tried it all, over and over and over. Paid and paid and paid. Oh, this time it'll work. Oh, this time it'll work. Well, that's a definition of insanity. I wasn't about to keep doing that. Finally, I found a company that would go in and tent everything off and get it done. And they guaranteed it. They said, when we're done, no more. There'll be no more. I said, all right. It was expensive. It was expensive. But I went with it, and they did it, and boy, their guarantee was good. That's been many, many years, like a decade already. And never again seen another one. Okay, and they were starting to get infested. And it was all a place that we had bought that had no bed bugs, because bed bugs come out when there's carbon dioxide being in the air. Then the bed bugs will come out. But they were laying dormant. Nobody or anything was in the house, and they were all dormant. And then once people got in the house and animals got in the house and the carbon dioxide was going out, they started waking up and multiplying, and poof, you got them everywhere. It was just crazy. And don't ever always inspect it. If you get furniture used or anything like that, always inspect it for bed bugs. All right, always. All right, but that's the reason why I do this stuff, just to let you know. The other thing I want to tell you guys, I do a lot of things old school. That's why I can totally respect these people that do this stuff old school on YouTube and stuff like that, like Weird Beard. I'll tell you what, Mike at Weird Beard does things old school. All right, he was given a lift to install in his garage. His garage is tall enough to put a lift in. He didn't put it in. He just still uses ramps and jack stands and crawls underneath, and he moves things back and forth from out in the field and back in with dollies and stuff like that. I mean, he muscles everything. Okay, so I got a lot of respect for people who do things old school. And when I say I do things old school, well, yeah, I do things old school because I don't have fancy tools. If I had the opportunity to have a lift and all that stuff and fancy tools, bye old school. But I don't have that. I mean, I use stuff like I showed you before, owner's guide, and my trusty Haynes manual. Okay, I do use these things all the time. Okay, I got that one, I got that one, I got that one, and I got that one. You see how much I've used that one. That thing is wore out. That was for an S10. S10 Blazer right there. I mean, these things give you a lot of good info. They're good to have. They're always good to have. Well, there we go. I apologize for that. But these things are always good to have. So I just want to let you know, I do a lot of old school stuff. Alright. I keep my manuals. If I'm working on a vehicle, I'll go buy a manual. I may never use that vehicle, work on the vehicle again, but there's these, like the Haynes, there's multiple different years and different variations. A lot of things similar with different vehicles that you can get information out of these things on. And you can dig through them and get that information and make that happen. And it's getting warm in here. I'm going to turn my AC down a bit. There we go. Alright, so just wanted to let you guys know that. It's one thing that I do a lot of things that way as well. I hope you guys don't mind if I smoke, but I'm going to smoke. Now the one thing I wanted to tell you, a little trick, a little tip I should say, not trick, but the little tip is when you're taking apart a vehicle, taking parts off and things of that nature and doing some work, don't throw out the old crap, okay? Keep it off to the side. Why? Maybe there's something you bought new or used is missing a part, or it's got something broken and you can salvage it off the old part. Or if you buy a new part, part stores, you order the part and everything else. Yeah, it's for this make, model, this year, this size engine. Yep, everything good. You get the part, you go to the store, you get it, you come on back, or you order it, it comes in the mail, and then you open it up and it's the wrong part. But you don't know it until you go to get up in there and put it up. That's just like that differential cover. I didn't match it up before I tried to put it up in there. And that's when I scratched it up. This was a while ago, but that's when I scratched it up. So I couldn't return it because I had scratches in it. So I lost that money on it. Now if I would have just taken the old differential cover and matched it up and realized, oh, these don't line up, it's bad, I could put it back in and send it back and got the money back. Okay? So keep your old parts. I've seen people like with shocks, buy shocks. Shocks come in, they go to put them up there, wrong size. Well, they didn't know they were wrong size because they threw away the old shocks right away, and then when they got the new shocks, they didn't line them up and check the length on them, check the width on there, everything, check the bolt hole sizes, make sure everything's the same. Keep your old parts. Don't throw them out, okay, until the job is done. All right, and then if there's any parts that are salvageable off those parts, clips, brackets, clamps, stuff like that, bushings even, if some are still good, pop those out and keep them. Keep them in your parts, bolts, stuff like that. Keep that stuff. Then once your job is done, then throw away the old stuff. All right, and dispose of it properly, please. I mean, don't be putting jugs of old oil in your trash can. Oil is not good to have in landfills and stuff like that. So don't be doing that kind of stuff. And the other thing I want to tell you, if I'm getting into a big job, I might just pull the camera out to do a video, because I get up under to do a big job and I don't have a camera on me. Oh, I'm a cussing up a storm and I'm a kicking and a screaming, tools flying, you name it. When I know it's on video, I'm a little bit more calm. So y'all watching these videos is helping me to stay calmer, to get the job done easier. Okay, because once you start getting frustrated, I gotta tell you, if you start getting aggravated on a job, stop, walk away. Okay, walk away, and just come back later, because you're going to cause yourself nothing but trouble. Okay, and I've learned that. You just walk away, because you will cause more harm than good. You will cause damage. You can break a new part. You don't want to be doing that, especially the way parts are these days and how expensive they are. Don't do that. Okay, just walk away if that's the case. Now I also wanted to do a quick little review on the Suncor Industries. Suncor Industries is where I got those shocks and those coil springs for that conversion. They said that they make their own parts. Okay, Suncor makes their own parts. Well, they look great. They look fabulous, beautiful when they came in and everything else. And I got to tell you, they still look great. They're still fabulous. They're still beautiful, and they work like a charm. Okay, those coil springs, perfect stance on the truck. You've seen it. It's still like that. The ride is nice. The shocks are working great on it. So as far as Suncor Industries go, from this guy's perspective, I give him a thumbs up. I give him a thumbs up. I would definitely purchase from Suncor Industries again. Suncore Industries. You can find them on the internet, okay? So just put that in your search bar, Suncor Industries, and go find what you want. There's a lot of truck suspension and everything else. Suspension issues, suspension parts and stuff like that in there. That's great. That's all I ever looked at was that stuff. But yeah, you can get all that stuff there. Matter of fact, I had ordered the initial air springs from them, okay? And then I decided I may go with the coil springs. And then I was like, well, I called them and I said, hey, I think I'm going to go with coil springs on this instead of the airbag, the air springs. I said, hey, what do I got to do? I want to send these back and I want to get the coil springs. Well, I figured, hey, if I send these back to you, can you just deduct the amount of this off of the coil springs? They said, we don't do that. You send that back and we'll go ahead and, because I bought it with a card, what we'll do is we'll refund the card within so many days. It'll be back on your card, and then but if you want the coil springs, you have to purchase the coil springs, and then in the long run it nets out. But I understand the reason why they do that. Yeah, I sent those back. They refunded the money, and then I bought the coil springs all online. They shipped them. The only issue is when the coil springs and the shocks came in. Hey, Suncor Industries, do me a favor. Stop using tiny little zip ties to compress those shocks in, okay? Because when they get bounced around, those little tiny zip ties snap and those shocks expand and they pop through the holes in the box and there could have been damage to them. Use those thick ones, okay? There's those thick straps, just like for banding material around like pallets and stuff. There's some plastic ones that are really thick. That will hold, that will stay on, and they're not going to pop holes in both sides of the boxes when the shock expands. All right, that's how they came in. I was a little upset about that, but they weren't damaged. I checked them all out. They were good. But yeah, the boxes were tore up from the floor up. I'm serious. They were just gone. But the product is good. The product works great. I will order from them guys again. Now, speaking of product review, in all fairness, which is probably about this much fairness to Harbor Freight, I do have some Harbor Freight equipment, okay? And I've said that before. I even posted it about that general toolbox I've got. That is Harbor Freight, all right? But there's still issues. You saw the one video, and if you were watching, follow along, the little slot thingies on it, they slide in and out. They get jammed up the doors and stuff like that. But it looks good. If you're not moving it around and just using store tools, it'll be great. But if you're going to be moving it around the shop, I wouldn't go with that, the U.S. General toolbox, because it is kind of flimsy, and you will have issues with it. If you keep it in one spot, fine. It's good. They're cheap, literally, but they'll hold your tools. Okay. Even my lid is kind of jammed up. When you got to pull it up, it's kind of you got to wiggle it. So, but it holds the tools. It does the job. It's not like a Snap-on or a Craftsman toolbox. Okay, those things are solid. This thing is like it's made out of tin, but it does the job. If you're on a budget, that's the way to go. That dead blow hammer I love so much. That's Harbor Freight. I didn't realize that until I dug into it. Where did I get this thing? I didn't know. And I went through and found out it was a Harbor Freight. And that does a good job. I've never had a problem with it. But then again, what's going to break on a dead blow hammer? That's like saying, oh, who's got the better quality stick? Okay, a stick is a stick, So, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? A stick. But that's Harbor Freight. Come to find out that one red multimeter, the one I used to check the amperage draw on the battery, that's Harbor Freight. 2 of my jack stands are Harbor Freight. One of my creepers is Harbor Freight. So I do have some Harbor Freight stuff, but that's just the stuff that's still lasting. The other Harbor Freight stuff I had gotten is gone. It's trashed. 2 cordless drills, the the breaker bar. I can go on down the line of all kinds of Harbor Freight screwdrivers and stuff like that. That just trash, garbage. Be very careful when you're buying from Harbor Freight. If you choose to buy from Harbor Freight, and anything you buy from Harbor Freight, make sure you keep a folder with every receipt, because they're not going to stand behind anything. You got to prove you bought it, whether you've never used it, just use it once or not. So I do understand that concept, because a lot of people could find something and try to get money for it. But it's just my mindset's not in that mentality anymore. So it used to be back in the day, but it's not these days. But you just can't trust anybody. And a lot of stuff is made in China. Wherever you go, be careful. You get the China stuff. Oh, that might look great. It might work great once or twice, but it's eventually going to break, and it won't take long. And besides, when you're buying China tools, you're supporting communist China and their military. You know, the ones that are taking over have already taken over our country. Okay, you don't want to be supporting them. So shy away from China tools. I do have some. If they're cheap enough and I'm only going to use it one time and I don't care if it breaks, you know, I'll grab something like that. You know, and I'll usually try to get it like at a secondhand tool shop, which means the money that I'm purchasing the China tools for is going to somebody in this country who's running their own store, okay, and not proceeds going back to China communist military. So just want to make sure you understand that. I mean, when you're on a budget, you got to do what you got to do. But hey, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little patriotic. Okay, all right. You got to see that wall over there. All right, I'm a little patriotic. So I cringe when people promote tools from China or something from China. I just don't like that. And now I don't know if you noticed, but I put different headers on my channel. I put a different icon on it. It's a work in progress. I'm playing around. I'm going to be looking for creating my own logo, which I will do. I'm going to keep the channel name the same, but the logo may have a different name in it. Amateur Hour with Zeus. That's a nickname I've had for decades, Zeus. So that's what I'll go with. Like I said, I just started this channel, but I'm working on it. I'm putting it together, and I'm doing it on the fly. You know, I'm making it up as I go. I've got nobody advising me. I'm figuring everything out as I go. You know, I went to do video editing. I just searched on the internet for a free video editing software. You know, and started learning how to put it all together. I'm still learning the editing software. There's so much crap on there, I have no clue what it does. You know, so I'll eventually play around to figure it out. I don't know if you noticed the first few videos, I was making mistakes of what I was saying. And then later on in some videos, you'll see I make a mistake of what I'm saying, but then there's wording up there correcting it right on the screen. Okay, I figured that one out. I didn't know where that was, but I figured out how to do that. I'm learning all kinds of different things. So I'll be figuring that stuff out. I'll be figuring out YouTube aspects of things. Like I said, I'm doing this on the fly, guys. All right, I'm only doing it to help people out. That's all. I'm not doing it because I'm making money. Like I said, no sponsors, no Patreon, nobody supplying me with free tools to promote them or anything like that. If it ever comes to that, well then that statement will change. But I don't see that happening. I really don't. If it does, it all depends. I may accept it. If it's something from China or has to do anything with China, if somebody says, hey, will you promote these tools? What's your name of your tools? And I'll ask them all kinds of questions. I'll do my own research. If anything goes back to China, then no, sorry, we'll give you this much money if you just promote our tools. No, I'm not a sellout. I'm not a sellout. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. So I just want to let you guys know that stuff. That's what this channel is all about. Okay? We're about family. We're about friends. We're about patriotism. We're about this country. We're about the Constitution. Okay? That's what we're all about. Religion, yeah, I can understand people's different religions and stuff like that. Not a problem. You know, you are what you are who you are, and that's all there is to it. We're all different. So I'm very open-minded on all kinds of things. I have no issues with being offended. Okay, you won't offend me, because if you offend me, I'll turn around and walk away. All right? Offending over. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you over being offended. That bull's got to stop, man. That's what's tearing this country apart. oh, don't wave the U.S. flag because it might offend somebody. Well, if the flag of this country offends you, get the hell out. That's all I gotta say. Go somewhere to a country that's got a flag that's pretty enough that you like. Okay? Don't come here and tell me that all the blood that was shed to defend that flag and this nation offends you. Huh. That's the reason you're coming here, because it is the way it is in this country, because people fought for that. Okay? So if you're offended by it, get out my face, because I'll fly it right in your face at that point. That's just how it is. Like I said, I'm pretty blunt when it comes to stuff like that. But like I say, bottom line for this video is this is just a thing on the fly, learning in progress, and even a lot of the jobs I do is never done it before. Let's go see what we can do. All right, let's figure this out as we go. And that's how I do a lot of things. And the lumber stuff I'm going to be doing will be all a scrap. What you probably don't realize, this entire office right here, I built this out of scrap lumber. That's right, scrap lumber. Door handle, locks, hinges, the framing, the drywall, the lumber on the outside, all out of scrap. And it's not bolted down or anchored to the floor. So I can move these walls with my hand. But you got to give it a little shove. I got them wedged in really tight. But you can move them. But they don't move if you're not purposely moving them. They just don't move. But yeah, this whole office was built out of scrap lumber. I build a lot of things out of scrap lumber. So when it comes to the woodworking, and I'll be getting to that. I'll be doing more of that as it pops up and I get issues and things I need to do with lumber. I do believe the cooking will start getting a little bit more. Because I've been so involved with getting some jobs done on these trucks that's why the automotive is built up a lot higher. And there's one video on each of those, or two, I don't even know now. Right now I have to look. But I'll be doing more grilling, cooking on the stove, baking, organic cooking, things like that. So I'm going to get that kind of stuff on here, and any kind of project I get that I want to put together, and I think it might make a good video. It's a good instructional video, good lesson video. I'll go ahead and start filming and put that out here as well. So it's just like I say, I'm making it up as I go. I just want something there to help people out. So that's the bottom line on that. That's all I wanted to get out on this video. It is a short one, and wow, looks like no editing going to be needed in this one. I'm not putting clips together. But that's it for now. So just want to let you guys know that. So I hope you enjoy it. By the way, I'll start saying what I keep forgetting to say in these videos to keep reminding people. Like, subscribe. Click the like button, subscribe. Give me a comment or two. Come on, throw something out there. Give me some comments. If you see something I could have done, put it in there. You see something I did wrong, put it in there. Okay, you got a tip for me how to do something better, put it in there. If you like something I taught, that I said that taught you something, put it in there. Let me know. Let me know I'm helping somebody out. Okay, just comment, like, subscribe. Okay, share them. Put it out there to other people. Get some other people that I don't know that you know, and they might share it with other people. Let's get some subscribers in here. All right. So let's see what you guys can do for me there, because I'm going to do stuff for you. All I ask in return: like, share, subscribe. All right, and comment. So other than that, that's it for this video. And well, I guess we're just going to go with the name Zeus on this one. So hey. I'm out, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video, which will probably be the running boards on that 98 Expedition. And we're gonna find out where that wiring goes. I still have no clue how I'm gonna figure that one out, but I'll figure it out. And then we'll that might not even be the problem, but we'll find out. We'll find what the problem is. Okay, guys. Other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys on the next video. And one other thing I want to tell you guys about this channel, alright? I'm going to tell you straight up right here, right now. Don't do what I do at home. Use safety, use common sense, okay? Go read the directions, okay? Ask advice, from where you're purchasing the parts and stuff like that. All situations are different. All parts are different. All vehicles are different. Okay, I'm not giving you a rule of thumb of this is how you got to do it. Okay. I hold no liability for what goes on once you do something that I did and you try to duplicate it. This is entertainment purposes, and I am not giving you instructions, friendly instructions, official instructions, or anything of that nature. I'm putting out what happens, what I do. If you choose to duplicate that, that is on you, okay? I'm just putting that out for a legal disclosure. I am not telling you how to do anything. I am not qualified to do that, okay? I am no lawyer. Well, technically these days, I am not a mechanic, okay? I am not an auto technician. I used to be in the old days, but I'm not anymore. So that's kind of like a lawyer who stopped working and let his license expire. He's no longer authorized to give legal advice. I am not authorized to give automotive repair advice, okay? So I'm not giving you automotive repair advice. I'm just showing you what I do, okay? And if something goes wrong, you'll see me get injured. It will be on video, okay? So this is not about telling you what to do, and I hold no liability for what goes on, what you do at your place, or okay, on your vehicles, or with your grill, or with your woodworking, or with your assembly of some other product, okay? That's on you, okay? I just want to make sure that's clear, okay? I want to make sure everybody stays safe. What I'm saying here is don't, if I do something and it worked for me, okay, that doesn't mean go and repeat the exact same thing. Use some common sense, all right? Look at your situation, not my situation. My situation is going to be different than yours. Even if you're working on the exact same vehicle, okay, the exact same make, model, year, and color, in the exact same type of garage with the exact same type of tools, your situation is still going to be different, okay? So what I do might not work for you, all right? So you use your own judgment, your own common sense, your own intellect, all right? I am not responsible for what goes on with whatever you do, okay? Because I'm not there telling you or watching and seeing what you're doing. I cannot observe that. Therefore, there's no liability on my part for anything you do. I just want to make sure you get that clear, all right? If you have any questions, put them down there in the comments, all right? I'll do my best to answer the questions. If I don't know the answer, guess what the answer I'm going to give you is? I don't know. But here's some places you can look that up, okay, and do what's best for you, okay, because you're different than me, okay, and if just like look at the example, 2 parasitic draw tests I'm doing on two close vehicles, a 99 Expedition and a 98 Expedition 4x4 Eddie Bauer, all right, 2 exact same issues, parasitic draw. 2 exact same tests I did, 2 exact same fuses, and 2 different issues, okay? Which means one was one issue, the other is another issue. I'm still trying to figure out what the other issue is on the other one. So whether you got the same vehicle or not, same type of tools, same garage, same everything, your issue is going to be different, okay? Do not rely on me. If you can look at this for entertainment purposes, get some ideas, but I stress, and I cannot stress strongly enough, get professional advice, okay? Seek out professionals to get the advice you need, okay? This is not some licensed, bonded kind of channel. This is an entertainment channel, all right? Entertainment channel with some tips, some tricks, some things to show you, hey, look, you could probably do it. If you're watching the video, that means right then and there, you're wanting to do it yourself. Or at least you're trying to figure out what's going on with it so that you can go armed with a little bit of information to a professional so that they're not going to scam you, okay? I can tell you how not to be scammed and things like that, but this is not an instructional video by no means, okay? I just want to make sure you understand that. All right? It's free and clear. This is for fun. This is just to try to assist, try to get you in the right direction, try to nudge you to where you need to go, tell you how to look things up on your own. Okay, and you decide what kind of tools you want. Just like I said, I will not buy Harbor Freight tools. That's up to you. If you want to buy Harbor Freight tools, buy them. Okay? I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I don't have a right to tell you that. You're your own person. You make up your own decisions. You make up your own mind. Okay? It's your money. It's your life. It's your fingers. It's your arms. You know, it's your blood. Okay? Because believe me, I've got injured fingers. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you will notice that in the videos. You'll see my injured fingers. You'll see the consequences I have paid for oopsies. Okay? Did not know what I was doing. Didn't care, didn't pay attention, and next thing you know, injury. All right. So just like the one video I did a while back, I was doing the fuel pump. Sorry, I kept thinking fuel sensor, fuel filter, fuel float. No, the fuel pump on a vehicle. And I had the gas tank drop down, I had the top of the gas tank opened up, I had the float and everything out of it, and the fuel pump's taken off. I was doing all that while smoking a cigarette with all those gasoline fumes. Alright, I know my limits, I know how far I need to be away from it. I just know, okay? If you don't know, then don't do it. As a matter of fact, even if you do know, I highly recommend you do not do what I did in that video. Okay? I'm just showing you that what I do. Now, if I blow myself up, hey, that's great video content. You know, you guys would love it. Okay? But don't do it. Okay, don't do it. That's just my point, all right? I do things my way. You do things your way, all right? What I give you is a general guide, okay? It's just a bullet point instruction view. You look things up on your own. You do your own research. You seek out professional advice, professional opinions, and then you make up your own mind. Do not follow exactly what I do step by step, because there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing here that I've never done before. I'm just figuring out, okay? And if you see me make a big old mistake, well then you know, oh, that's not a good thing to do. I better not do that. But on the other flip of the coin, if you see me do something stupid and I still get away without injury, that doesn't mean repeat it. If you see it and you say, why is he smoking a cigarette? Well, he's got the gas tank down and open. That's stupid. Well, there's your common sense. That means don't do it. You know, that means follow the direction and understand what needs to be done in general, and then you make your own choices, your own decisions, okay, and do things your way. Okay, that's the point of this part of what I'm saying here. All right, I hold no liability, zero responsibility for any issues that arise from something that you do. I'm not telling you to do what I do. That's what I'm just saying. Okay, just enjoy what I do. When you watch me get hurt, laugh. You know the old saying, it's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt, then it's hilarious. Okay. So you can laugh at my injuries, you can laugh at my blood that's dripping out, my injured finger that can no longer bend back again, okay? I got all kinds of issues, all right? I've learned the hard way, but, well, I guess I haven't learned because I still do the same things anyway. Well, not the same things, I just still do stupid things. So, just don't do stupid things like I do. That's all I gotta say. That's one last thing I wanted to say, and that goes for every video on this channel. That's why this video is about this channel, about all videos on this channel. Whatever you do is on you, okay? There's no contract written between you and I, all right? Your decisions are your decisions, and that goes with anything in your entire life. You make your own decisions. Do not let anybody influence you, all right? Get advice from who you can. Put it together, take what you can from each bit of advice, and you make your own decisions, okay? That's what I want to make sure we got clear. Okay, that's now moving on to the next video.